Hello and welcome back for second half coverage of Leek Town versus Marine. Leek Town currently a goal to the good, thanks to Billy Reeves' goal. While the players are just back warming up, I'll read out some half-time scores from the Northern Premier League West Division. 1874 have come from 3-0 down to lead 4-3 against Mossley. What a game that is there. Bootle 1, Warrington Rylands 2. Gossip North End 0, Kidsgrove Athletic 0, Newcastle Town 1, Trafford 0, Prescott Cables 0, City of Liverpool 2, and Widnes 1, Kendal Town 1.
Oh dear, the teams are out. We're not going to hear the end of Bob Dylan and it must be centre. You're gutty there. What street cred? Never had.
As it stands in the table, Warrington Rylands will go up to second on 37 points. Sorry, Marine will stay on 39 points and will stay top, and also still have 2 games in hand over Warrington Rylands as Riley gets ready to kick us off. Oh, we are not quite underway, and now we are kicked off. The ball couldn't quite stop on the penalty spot and we're underway. And the rain continues to pour in Leek. Very horrible conditions, to be honest, very wet and windy. David Raven with the ball now, and back to Mark Howarth. Plays it all the way back to Bailey Passant. And the long ball forward is flicked on by Riley, looking for Kenji, tries an effort with the right foot, and it's just gone high and wide really from Kenji.
Yeah, I tell you what, I mean, Leek, after being second best, I think, until the goal, they started getting on top a little bit just before the goal.
Goal kick to be taken by Danny Roberts.
They will have a task and a half on hand this half because they've got a real gale blowing in.
A long ball looking for Grice, but Raven can clear. But his clearance is just watched out by Keenan, the left back for Leek. So as I look at the pitch from left to right, Leek will attack from left to right, Marine from right to left, of course. Marine in their home kit of white and black, and Leek in blue and white. As the ball almost goes through for Leek in an attacking sense, but Doyle wins it back in midfield, does well to turn and win the free kick. He's very good at protecting the ball, Alex Doyle. Free kick to be taken by Bailey Passant. Long, but he's just going to have to take a little bit off of his kicks today in the second half. Bailey Passant with the wind fully behind his clearance. And from the opposite side, Roberts' long ball is just held up by the wind and lands in midfield. His Grocart looking down the line for Grice. And Solomon Davis just puts it into out of touch. Keenan to take the throw-in. Looking for Grocart. Looks down the line for Grice. And his pass is just behind Grocart. Down the line for Riley with the throw-in. Oh, he tries to play it out wide for Hayden, but Barrigan's just got in the way. And Stevenson, they've tried to play it through to Stevenson. It's an absolute mess here, and it's 2-0 to Leek. There's a very messy defending from Marine there. Howarth tries to just watch it back towards Bailey Passant. Bailey starts to come out, and they seem to be shoved over really by I think it was Stevenson who was played through. And then eventually it just slipped behind Passant. and it's finished off. I'm not sure who by. I
back to giving back to passing or pushed it to one side.
think it was
But
Tim
passing
Grice on his
really
400th
straight
appearance for the club,
Yeah, it was Grice, we think.
who's made it League 2, Marine 0, and mounting to climb for the league leaders now. Not what they needed at the start of the second half.
Marine to concede.
Here's Kenji now on the edge of the box. The ball's bouncing around. He just can't quite get it to Ryan Wignall, and cleared by Bavanganga. Doyle's in midfield to cut it out. Wins the ball back again. Here's Solomon Davis looking down the line for Riley. Riley looks up, doesn't have many ahead of him. Here's Trickett Smith. Players are just starting to slip around. We saw it a couple of times in the first half. I believe we've just seen Bailey Passant slip over there as well. It led to the goal, unfortunately. Here's Hayden. He's cut in from the left-hand side. Plays it back for Doyle. Back out wide again for Barrigan. Here's Wignall. Here's Barrigan. Looks to swing one goalwards, but it bounces through to Danny Roberts.
Crossfield ball was made earlier in the move, wasn't it? And it's
So 5 minutes into the second half, it's League 2, Marine 0. Going to take a tremendous effort to get anything from this game now for Marine. Here's Solomon Davis. Down the line, looking for Riley. Picked up by Doyle, but cleared in the end by Harrison. Here's Wakefield now. Through to Stevenson. Has the ball on the right wing. Looks to swing one in. Solomon Davis lets it run. Now is Trickett Smith. And it can't quite keep it in, then it's out for a throw in to be taken by Solomon Davis. Down the line for Grocott though. Intercepted. And Solomon Davis clears, and it's going to be a throw in for Leek. Taken quickly for Grocott. Ball not quite kept in from Kenji. Keenan throws it back for Harrison. Keenan once again has it. And in the end, it's needed to be cleared by Harrison. It's going to be a Marine throw in this time at around the halfway line. Just looking at the bench for Marine, you wonder if George Newell might be introduced at some point. I'm sure he will for his second debut for the club. Here's Doyle. He's just mishit it there. It's bounced behind him. Good challenge from Grice. Wins inside a free kick. And now here's Bavanganga. Plays it down the line for Wakefield. Can't quite keep it in. And Kyle Hayden will take the throw in now. Back for Mark Howarth. It's Passant. Manages to clear. Ryder steps in, but there's Doyle. And Hayden can take it forward with Wignall now taking over. It's Barrigan. Tries to ping it down the line for Hayden. Picked up by Reeves, who again looks down the line. Howarth just needs to stand off him. Here's Wakefield back for Bavanganga. And now Raven can clear. It's out for a throw. Down this right hand side for Leek.
We don't know that. I mean, Raven has been. Well, we don't know whether the shout was made.
Bavanganga will take the throw in. He's got Wakefield, the only real short option. Stevenson starting to move around. And Bavanganga can play a 1-2 and whip it in. Bailey Passant catches the cross this time and looks to quickly release Neil Kenji. And it's a poor touch from Kenji. And it's out for a throw in on the halfway line. throwing down the line. Just runs harmlessly out for a Marine throw-in. With Solomon Davis down the line looking for Riley once again. He's Divine looking to play it quickly, but he just stops himself and just leaves it for Solomon Davis. Now the right back looks to get Kenji away down the right hand side, but it's cleared. Here's Riley into Divine. But now won back by Grocott. It's Barrigan. There's Divine down the line for Riley, who can just play it back for Solomon Davis. And now Kenji looks to control, but can't quite get it under his spell. It's going to be a throw in for Keenan to take for Leek. About 10 minutes played in the second half. Leek Town 2, Marine 0. Not a position that Marine are used to being in this season. Here's Kenji now, back for Divine. Grocott tries to bring it away. He's just pulled back by his opposite number, the 2 number 4s there. That's going to be a free kick to be taken by the goalkeeper, Danny Roberts. Not in any particular rush to take, of course, with his side 2-0 to the good. Long ball forward, looking for Grice. Cleared by Howarth. Wignall tries to pick it up and lay it off for Divine, but it's just swept clear by Reeves this time. Solomon Davis will take the throw in. Down the line on about the halfway line. It bounces off of Riley's back. And it's out for another throw in, this time for Leek. He's tried to take a quick throw in towards Kenji. But of course it's a Leek throw in. It's a strange situation here because the ref gave Leek the throw in. Riley tried to take it quickly, even though it was a Leek throw, and then it's been taken back to the original spot and taken by Solomon Davis. So I'm not quite sure what's gone off there, but Marine have the ball. Here is Riley, back towards Solomon Davis, but it's just gone behind him. Left it for Raven, but a strong challenge from Stevenson. Keenan, sorry, on that far side, left back. It looks like James Divine is going to make way. I can't quite make out who that is. It might be David Lynch. Not quite sure what's going on here. But David Lynch has made his way onto the pitch in place of James Divine. So we're pretty much a like-for-like swap there. 2 central midfield players. Sorry, it's not David Lynch, it's the new signing George Newell, who's gone straight up top and will play alongside Lewis Riley. So George Newell signed on a short-term loan from Southport. Of course, has had a spell at the club before, a couple of seasons ago. Here's Kyle Hayden now, just inside his own half. Back for Howarth. Raven. Solomon Davis. Just has it nicked off him by Grocott. Grocott can now run down the left wing. He's just fallen over there and it's gone out of play for a Marine throw. So it looks like Newell has taken up sort of central / inside left position for Marine. Riley dropping a little bit deeper to pick the ball up. It's going to be a throw-in for Marine after a failed counter-attack from Leek there. Solomon Davis will take. So about half an hour to go. Can Marine find their way back into this game? 2-0 down after goals from Reeves and Grice. Here is Grice. Back to Grocott. Strong challenge from Doyle. But he's just about held on to it, Grocott. And wins a throw-in. Deep inside the Marine half.
He's complaining he wants a foul and the referee's both arms outspread and what do you want a foul for?
And it looks like Marine are getting ready to make a second substitution. And this time it does look like it's going to be David Lynch. It's Barrigan though to head it clear. Grocott just rebounds it out of play. And it's going to be a throw-in for Solomon Davis to take, but not before the substitution. I think it's going to be Kyle Hayden to make way. Oh no, it's going to be Solomon Davis. So Solomon Davis has gone off for David Lynch. Kyle Hayden's moved over to right back. James Barrigan has gone to left back. So no change of shape, but change of personnel. He's had to shift things around a little bit. Barrigan now at left back, of course. Mark Howard tries to bring it out from the back, but he's just knocked over from Trickett Smith, but his Wignall will pick it up now, and it's Barrigan running down the left with it now. Looks to play it down the line. No one really there. It's headed away by Bavanganga. It's Barrigan to take the throw in now for Marine. Down the left, looking for Riley, who's come across to that side. Miscontrolled it, but he's got away with it by winning another throw in. Another one for Barrigan to take. David Lynch shows a short option. Here's Doyle. A good switch over to Kyle Hayden, who's now at right back. In towards David Lynch on the edge of the box. Just lays it off for Riley. He's got Barrigan overlapping, but Riley might have a go himself. He does. And what an effort that is from Lewis Riley. From 25 yards, it's gone to not quite in the top corner. It's a weird one. The keeper didn't really move. There was a lot of space for him to aim at. And Marine have got a way back into the game. It's Leek Town 2, Marine 1. And it's another very good effort from Lewis Riley. He's scored a lot of, well, he doesn't exactly score tap-ins, let's put it that way. He scored a couple of decent free kicks. He scored a long ranger against Dunstan. And it's another one for the Lewis Riley highlight reel. Game on. So just under half an hour to play. Leek 2, Marine 1. Marine are very much in this game. Because George Newell is on the pitch now as well. And here is Newell. Lays it off for Lynch. Riley tries to flick it forward for Kenji. Just cleared by Harrison. Bailey passing. Oh, he's come a long way out the goal there. And that is shocking, to be honest. Bailey passing. He's come a very long way out of his goal to try and clear it. He's missed the ball. And Tim Grice is just taking it round him. And passed it into an empty net. Just when Marine thought they were back in the game. They're back with 2 goals to come back from. It's Leek 3, Marine 1. Nightmare for Bailey Passant there. Still plenty of time for Marine to grab a couple of goals and at least get a point from this game. But that would be so frustrating for the Marine players and for Neil Young, the manager. Just got a goal back, and thought they had a way back into the game. Made it 2-1. Anything can happen at 2-1. That goal from Tim Grice really will take the wind out of the sails. They've just got to pick themselves up now and try and go again. Here is Kyle Hayden with a throw-in for Marine. He's got Riley down the line, but he chooses Kenji, tries to get into his feet. Wignall tries to shift it back over to Hayden, but not enough on it. It's a bouncing ball, and Grocott is able to just play it back for Keenan to clear. It's just bounced off the away side's dugout and out for a throw-in. Here's Trickett Smith now trying to bring it forward for Leek. Here's Stevenson. He's got a lot of time. Here's Grice onto the left side of the penalty area. Just plays it back for Trickett Smith. A heavy touch, but here's Keenan now. And Reeves will let it run across his body. And here's Keenan, sorry. Tries to play it down the line. It's just missed by Hayden with the clearance. And now Riley can look to play a first time ball forward for Newell, but it's intercepted and Leek have possession once again. And here's Stevenson. Can't quite get the ball off. Here's Passant, who is being jeered by the home fans every time he gets the ball now. He's made a couple of bad mistakes this game. And it's laid off for Stevenson, who gets into the box now. Defended well by Howarth, and Passant comes out to gather. Rolls it out for Barrigan to chase. And he does get there. Back for Lynch. It's Wignall. And Lynch has got Doyle in midfield. Doyle will spread it wide for Kyle Hayden. Hayden looks to launch one into the box towards Kenji, who is in offside position. And Leek will get the free kick now. So we're about halfway through the second half. Leek 3, Marine 1. First half goal from Billy Reeves after Bailey Passant made a mess of trying to collect across. Second goal scored by Tim Grice on his 400th game for the club. Again, another defensive mix-up from Marine. Lewis Riley gave the Mariners a lifeline, but Tim Grice was on hand to tap into an empty net after another Passant mistake to make it 3-1. So still got about 22 minutes to get another goal or two. Here's James Barrigan for David Lynch in field now. Looks down for Wignall, who's got a bit of space. Looks out wide for Barrigan. Tries to whip a ball in towards Newell, but it's Reeves. Thought it would drop for Lynch, but Reeves can clear. Here's Bailey Passant, a long way out of his penalty area, and we'll just lay it off for Raven. Raven into Wignall. Out wide for Hayden. Here's Doyle. Good turn from the midfielder. Looks to play it into Riley. And Doyle has just stayed down there. Wonder if he twisted funny. Howarth tries to bring it out from the back, but he's just held on for it for too long and overrun it. And Leek have it again. And Wakefield chases but cannot quite keep it in. So it's going to be a throw-in for Barrigan to take. Back to Mark Howarth. Into David Lynch. In midfield. Doyle. Tries the long ball forward, and Hayden can pick it up on the halfway line now. Here's Wignall. Back out for Hayden. Riley down the line. Just gets past Keenan, and he's flattened. So wins a free kick. Taken quickly, and here's Wignall looking to get down the right. Just checks himself, and back for Kyle Hayden. Here's Lewis Riley. Needs support, a long way from goal. Hayden looks down the line for Wignall. Back to Hayden, who can think about the cross. He tries to swing one in. Can't quite beat the first man. And now Wakefield can bring it forward. And suddenly it's a 3-on-2 for Leek. It's Stevenson out wide. Tries to ping one towards the back post. Bounced off of Barrigan, so here's Stevenson again. Gets a cross in. And pass it this time, deals with it.
Would you believe 18 Central Norwich are now leading by 6 goals to 3 against Mosley? They were losing.
And here's Mark Howarth now. David Lynch showing an option short. Here's Raven.
Very interesting. This is a great game to watch.
Raven once more. Now here's Doyle. Out for Barrigan on about the halfway line now. Here's Lynch. Doyle inside the centre circle. Tries to spread it out towards Hayden, but too much on that. It's not quite panic stations time for Marine, but with 20 minutes to go, they could really do with a goal soon if they're going to have any chance of getting a result from this game. Throw in taken to Trickett Smith, who just clears it long. But Barrigan now has it on the halfway line. Long ball towards Newell. Poor touch from the striker. Here's Doyle now. Into Lewis Riley. Gone a long way away from the Leek goal. Spreads it to Barrigan. There's a poor touch from Barrigan. And Wakefield thought he had a lot of space to run into there, but it was a heavy touch. Took it away from him. It's Barrigan with a short throw in into David Lynch. Down the line from Barrigan, but headed away by Bavanganga. Here's Grocat. Here's Wignall now with the ball can turn under pressure from Grocott. Here's Lynch, can spread it for Barrigan. Barrigan brings it forward. Here's Kenji down the line for him. Looks to turn for Bavanganga. And he's just about kept it in. Here's Newell with the touch, just lays it off for looking for Doyle, but away by Trickett Smith. And suddenly Leek tried to get in behind again, but this time passing clears well off his line. Here's Doyle. Now Kenji on the wide left. Looks to could potentially run at Bavinganga. Just pass it back for Lynch. Looking for Newell, but a good toe in from Ryder. Here's David Raven. Infield for Doyle. And here's David Lynch now. Wignall got a little bit of space. Not many options ahead of him. But just plays it wide for Raven. Here's Doyle. Raven once again looking down the line for Newell. Newell turns and back to Doyle. Looking down the line for Hayden, who hadn't quite made the run. Not got beyond of Keenan. It's going to be a goal kick. It looks like there's going to be a substitution for Leek imminently, but not before the goal kick. Which will be taken by Roberts. And it's picked up by Lynch in midfield for Marine now. Here's Newell. Does well to get it out wide for Hayden. Tries to whip a ball in, but it's cleared by Ryder. Doyle does well just to flick it over Stevenson and retain possession. It's Newell. Back to Doyle. He's just had it nicked off him there. And now they can come again, Leek. Here is Stevenson. It's a good switch in towards Trickett Smith, but it's just put behind by Wignall. It's going to be a corner. About quarter of an hour to go. Leek Town 3, Marine 1.
Thanks, Richard. While we were away, there was a break on by Leek, and it was a very good interception by Wigan to put the ball out for a corner with Trickett Smith lurking behind him. And Leek significantly not taking...
It's going to be a corner to be taken by Keenan, a left back. So an outswinger. Into the mixer, and Grice was there, but gathered by Bailey Passant. Tries to play a quick one forward towards Kenji. Shouts from the home supporters that he'd perhaps taken it out of his area when trying to send Neil Kenji on his way, but it's not made much difference, and Leek have got a throw in. It's been taken quickly back towards the keeper, Roberts. He then looks long towards Stevenson, but it's headed clear by Doyle. And here's Wakefield now, under challenge from Lynch. And Lynch, that's a little bit daft from Lynch, and he will get a yellow card for that. He sort of stayed on top of Wakefield there and pushed his head down when Wakefield tried to stand up. It was a little bit lucky, to be honest, to be a yellow card. You've seen red cards given for less. And it looks like... Oh, that's the only yellow card dished out on that occasion. And Ryder will take the free kick just inside his own half, looking down the line for Wakefield, but headed away by Lynch. Here's Riley now. Can't quite retain possession. Smashed down the line by Lynch with a last touch coming off by Van Ganga. It's going to be a throw-in for James Barrigan to take. Just inside his own half. Back to Mark Howarth. Over to Raven. And wide once more for Hayden. And Raven now can clear. And it's a poor clearance, it's just gone out of play. I think that sums things up for Marine today. It's not been their best performance by a long stretch. Full of absolutely littered with individual mistakes. Here's Doyle. Looks to smash it forward. Kenji, always the willing run of it, he is. It's not the best clearance from Van Ganga, but he's got away with it, and here's Wakefield. Got a couple of players in support. He uses one of them, Billy Reeves. Here's Wakefield once more. Back with Reeves, scorer of the game's opening goal. Out towards Keenan. Tries to play it long, but intercepted by Raven into Lynch. Lynch has it nicked off him by Trickett Smith, and Grice can come again. Here's Reeves now in midfield, just protects it from Wignall. And he turns well again from Wignall and Riley. He's not got many options. He's had to play it back for Van Ganga. It's not the best pass. It sent him towards his own goal. And a long ball forward from Roberts, the keeper. And here's Reeves again. Protecting the ball really well. He's bounced it off of Lynch and out for a throw-in. So it's going to be the fullback, Van Ganga, once again, to take the throw-in. Just over 10 minutes to go. Marines still 3-1 down. Here's Kenji. looking to run down the left, but he's got 3 men around him. They have been, they've kept him relatively quiet today, the Leek defence. But he has won a free kick, and here's Barrigan to take it. Now he leaves it for Alex Doyle. Doyle looks to swing one in towards the back post. There's a few there, and it's cleared by Ryder. It's going to be a throw in for Marine. So here's Hayden. Throws it back for Howarth. Switches it towards Barrigan. Looks down the line for Kenji, but it's not the best. Not the best ball down the line, but the clearance goes out, so it's going to be a throw in to be taken by Barrigan. Back to Mark Howarth. Raven over on the far side. Here's Wignall under a bit of challenge, under a bit of pressure from Trickett Smith, but he comes away with it. The 2 number 10s there. Here's James Barrigan looking down the line for George Newell. Has he timed his run well? He has. He's still onside. Whips the ball in. There's no one really there. Barrigan can pick it up though. And here's Hayden. He beats 1, beats 2. Will he shoot? He lays it off for Doyle, who does shoot. Back out for Hayden. And I think it's just come off Harrison and deflected behind for a corner there. So another chance for Marine to get some bodies in the box. If he can get a goal back, it makes the last 10 minutes very interesting.
There's a bit of a good attack mounted there, and Leek desperately there, as you said, Dan Trickett Smith back in defence, so that shows how hard they're trying.
So it's going to be Barrigan on the right hand side to take an in swinging corner. It's deep in towards Newell. It's in that 6-yard box. Can Kenji turn and finish? It's in the back of the net, and it's 3-2. I think the last touch came off a Leek Town player. It was volleyed sort of goalwards by Kenji, but it took a couple of deflections on its way in. But the bottom line is, Marine are back in the game. It's Leek Town 3, Marine 2, with just under 10 minutes plus injury time to go. I think we're in for a very exciting final 10 minutes. There's a lot of attacking talent on the pitch for Marine, including, well, the fullbacks. One of the best playmakers at the club is playing at centre-back. But Newell's on, Riley's on, Kenji, of course, the top goal scorer, he's on. Barrigan's got a couple of goals this season. But that's a moment to forget for Barrigan, as he smashes his clearance out for a throw-in. So Barrigan gets back underway. Here's David Lynch out for Barrigan. And here's Doyle. Can he switch it for Hayden? He can. It's a cracking ball from Alex Doyle. Oh, it's miscontrolled by Hayden. He tried to sort of take it on the stride and nod it into his own path.
The problem with the win for both sets of players is that if you don't calculate your run correctly, and where
it appears that the second Marine goal has been awarded to Lewis Riley. So maybe someone with a better view than me has awarded him the goal there. But it looked like it took a couple of bounces on the way in. Could have been anyone, to be honest with you. Here's Newell. Down the line, looking for Hayden, but he's taken a nick on the way through, so Hayden lets it run. Out for a throw-in, which he will now take. In towards Ryan Wignall. Switches it for Barrigan. Looking wide for Kenji. It's intercepted by Barrigan. And Barrigan's clearance comes off the fullback. And it's going to be a throw-in for Barrigan to take. And it looks like Leek are going to be making their first change of the game. It's number 14, Lewis Short, will be taken to the pitch. I think it's going to be Dan Trickett Smith, who was very lively in the first half. He's been a little bit more quiet in the second, but it's a decent showing from the number 10 overall. Instrumental in a very fluid Leek Town attack. So Lewis Short is on in his place. Looks like he's heading back into the midfield. It's Barrigan to take the throw in. Just back to Mark Howarth. It's not the best back pass to Bailey Passant, but he's dealt with it well and just plays it out for David Raven. Raven can bring it out now. And it's Doyle with a bit of time and space. Spreads it towards Lewis Riley over on his left-hand side. Cuts back in on his right foot. Plays a long diagonal, looking for Hayden. And it's just headed away by Short. It's Grocott. Just out of play there, so it's going to be a throw-in for Marine. It's Doyle. Looks to dink it back down the right, but the wind has not helped him there, and it's sort of just blown behind for a goal kick as we approach the final 5 minutes of regulation time. I can't imagine there'd be loads of additional time. Maybe three minutes. Not been a great deal of stoppages in the second half. It's Danny Roberts to take the goal kick for Leek, as they look to hold on to what would be a massive win for Leek in their promotion push. This win would take them up to 4th in the league. Stevenson looks to dart down the left wing once again. He just tracks back for Short, and he's looks to get it round Doyle. View's a little bit impaired, but the last touch came off Short. Runs behind for a goal kick. So it's going to be Passant to take the goal kick. It's not the best, and it's just ran straight through the midfield. He's not having a great afternoon at all, to be honest, Bailey Passant. But the ball's in midfield now with Tim Grice, with Stevenson. That's going to be a throw-in for Leek. Here's Keenan. Down the line, looking for Stevenson, but it's put out of play for another throw-in. Down the line, once again, looking for Short, and cleared by Hayden. And Ryder lets it bounce. Kenji was lurking, but he's just played it back to his goalkeeper, Roberts. Roberts this time clears, and it's out for a Marine throw-in. So 3 minutes to go for Marine. Leek 3, Marine 2. Can they get the equaliser? Down the line for Newell. And here's Hayden once again. Looks to smash it up the pitch, but it's just closed down. And it's sloppy there from Hayden. And they tried to get Grice away quickly. He's just about held on to it. Of course, on a hat-trick now, Tim Grice. And Grocott has just watched it out of play. It's going to be Keenan to take the throw-in on around the halfway line. Looking down the line for Short. And here's the Lynch in midfield. Now just has it nicked off him. Here is Reeves, who's picked it up. Out for Wakefield. Wakefield just stops after thinking about going past Barrigan. Reeves just looks to keep possession. Just down the line for Grice. Laid off for Wakefield. Now he's Short to strike one. And it's not a great save from Passant, but the ball has just about stayed out. Maybe should have gathered that. It sort of bounced off his chest. And now Hayden can clear up towards Newell. And there's Riley. Looks to play it forward up towards Kenji. Kenji controls about 20 yards from goal. He looks like he's tripped there, but the referee's having none of it. And Leek come away with the ball. Stevenson can't quite control. And Howarth into Barrigan. is Wignall. Now is Hayden. Looks to swing one into the box. And the ball is cleared. Wignall can't quite pick it up, and it's cleared again. This time much further up the pitch. And here's Bailey passing. 1-2 between David Raven and Bailey passing. And Passant can clear it further up the pitch now. It's controlled by Keenan. Plays it back for his goalkeeper. It's Raven to control now. He looks to get it forward quickly through Riley. Not a great touch. And Keenan can, I was going to say, watch it go out, but it's not quite gone. But Riley's pressure is a little bit too enthusiastic. About 10 seconds of regulation time to go. The Marine supporters and players eagerly await to see how long will be added on. I believe Alex Doyle has just been substituted very quickly there. I think it's going to be it is Matthew Chan that has come onto the pitch, the youngster. 4 minutes have been added on. It's signalled by the fourth official. So 4 minutes for Marine to find an equaliser. So it's going to be a free kick to be taken by Roberts. About 3.5 minutes to go now. You'd think, well, maybe it would just be 4. He's short. He's just about kept it in play. He's whipped it in towards Grice, but Passant this time can't gather. Tries to play a long ball to get Kenji away, but it's headed clear by Ryder. And here's Billy Reeves, who's had a very good game in centre midfield, and he's just beaten Lynch and Chan with one swift movement. Tries to play it wide for Grice, but Passant is favourite to get to that, and he does. If I had to pick him out of a match today, it probably would be the midfielder, Billy Reeves. Got the game's first goal, albeit in freak circumstances. And the ball trickles through for Roberts, who just takes his time picking it up, but does in the end, under pressure from George Newell, a new signing. And he's played a long ball forward towards Short. And here's Stevenson now being held all the way by Raven. Stevenson just looking to wind the clock down in that corner. And Leek have been awarded a corner there. So a corner to be taken for Leek. Trying to waste every corner they can, every second they can. They've taken it short, trying to keep it in that corner. And here's Keenan again to take a throw in. Down the line once again. Can't quite see what's going on in that corner, but Marine have just about come away with it. It's David Raven to smash it long and towards Harrison, but met by Wignall. Bavin Ganga has brought it forward from right back. Does really well actually to spread it out towards Stevenson, who just heads towards the corner flag again. Uses his body to try and protect the ball, but David Ravens just managed to sneak in there. And here's Wignall. Just needs to release it. Can't mess around with it there. He tries to get it wide. I think it's Matthew Chan who's just won the free kick there. Not long to go now. Final 30 seconds. Long ball forward from Passant in towards Newell. Here's Kenji now, 20 yards from goal. He volleys one. And he sliced it. It's a big chance for Marine. Will it be the final chance for Marine to find an equaliser? You'd expect Kenji, with the goal scoring form he's been in this season, to at least get it on target from that sort of position. And he's just snatched it, and It's not his best finish there, Kenji. According to the amount of time that was supposed to be added on, we have now played all 4 minutes, but it looks like we're going to have another substitution just to run the clock down a little bit. Tim Grice has scored a couple of goals. Lewis Brownhill's gone off, come on, in his place. Long ball forward from the goalkeeper Roberts. Here's Stevenson again. Back down that left wing. He's stopped by, I think it's Hayden. It's going to be a throw in for Leek. It's going to be a throw in. Taken quickly down the line. And they've just about come away with it, I think, Marine. He's got to get up the pitch now. Not long to go at all. Long ball from Newell, from Raven looking for Newell. And it's just run out for a throw-in. I think the referee's just had a look at his watch there. Can't be long. But it is going to be a Leek throw. It's going to be small to take, short to take, sorry. Down the line. Headed back into the mixer by Raven. And cleared by Reeves. The refs. And there is the final whistle. Goals from Billy Reeves and a brace from Tim Grice give Leek a 3-2 win. Marine thought they had a way back into the game through Lewis Riley. Made it 2-1 in the second half. But a mistake from Bailey Passant saw Tim Grice get his second goal of the game, making it 3-1, which was just out of reach for Marine. A late own goal with 10 minutes to play made things interesting. But at the end of the day, it's a bad day at the office for Marine, as we suffer a league defeat for the long time since Clitheroe away. So the final score today is Leek Town 3, Marine 2. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you again soon.